we've got an update from Google after it went down yesterday over 7% because an Apple executive said that search queries were down on Apple devices for the first time in 20 years. Now, at the time of making this video, before the market opens, Google stock is up 2.6%. The overall market is up as well, but we did get a small response from Google. I also went and gathered some data from the latest earnings call where we already got a lot of information with regards to search queries. So let's talk about that. Plus, according to Barron's, Google stock could be worth $260. More on that in just a bit. And so if you enjoy this type of videos, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new here. Very much appreciate all the support you've given me in the last couple of days as we push towards that 90,000 goal. So if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you want to support me even further, do check out the link down in the description and in the pinned comment with the top 10 best stocks to buy now, or go to fool.com/couchinvestor. Thank you very much. All right, let's first start with some valuation, shall we, or pricing metrics. Forward PE sits at 16.43. If we look at the average in the last 10 years, that sits at 23.54. Looking at forward EV to EBIT, we are very low here at 13.66. The average over the last 10 years was 18.52. Now, of course, right now you might say, yes, but it is lower today because, well, their best business, the cash cow, is under threat. There are some lawsuits out there as well, so more uncertainty today than before, and that's why it's not trading at the usual premium. And I'd say you are probably correct, although I still think it is quite low. And I'd also say that 10 years ago, this beautiful business did not really exist, which is now Google Cloud, which is generating over $12 billion a quarter. Now, for those that missed yesterday's video, this was basically the reason why Google went down. Apple's executive Q says iPhone maker exploring adding AI search as queries fall. Apple remains the best search engine. Bing hasn't improved significantly, making it a poor choice for Safari users. Apple is exploring AI-powered search for Safari with potential partners like Perplexity and Anthropic. Browser search volume dropped in April 2025 for the first time, and this caused, well, Google stock to go down because it basically, let's say, confirms the bearish thesis here that people will be using search less and less. According to Gartner, they're predicting a 25% decline in traditional search engine volume by 2026 due to chatbot-like applications. Now, this is Google's response. We continue to see overall query growth in search. That includes an increase in total queries coming from Apple's devices and platforms. More generally, as we enhance search with new features, people are seeing that Google search is more useful for more of their queries, and they're accessing it for new things and in new ways, whether from browsers or the Google app using their voice or Google Lens. We are excited to continue this innovation and look forward to share more at Google I/O, which, by the way, this also means that, okay, Apple might be seeing a reduction in search queries from Safari, but that doesn't mean that people are using Google less. No, they might just be switching to Google Gemini, for example. Now, if we go back to the latest earnings call, this is what they told us. For search, we see it growing the numbers and types of questions we can answer. We are already seeing this with AI overviews, which now has more than 1.5 billion users every month. Nearly a year after we launched AI overviews in the United States, we continue to see that usage growth is increasing as people learn that search is more useful for more of their queries. Now let's start with search. We've seen robust growth in revenue all around the world. Over 2 billion people use search every day to find information, compare products, or shop. And there are more than 5 trillion searches on Google annually. We've continued our effort to help more people ask entirely new questions, bringing more opportunities for businesses to connect with customers. And as we've mentioned before, with the launch of AI overviews, the volume of commercial queries has increased. Q1 marked our largest expansion to date for AI overviews, both in terms of launching to new users and providing responses for more questions. The feature is now available in more than 15 languages across 140 countries. For AI overviews overall, we continue to see monetization at approximately the same rate, which gives us a strong base on which we can innovate even more. On average, AI mode queries are twice as long as traditional search queries. We're getting really positive feedback from early users about its design, fast response time, and ability to understand complex nuanced questions. We also continue to see significant growth in multimodal queries. Circle to Search is now available in more than 250 million devices, with usage increasing nearly 40% this quarter, and monthly visual searches with lengths have increased by 5 billion since October. And so here as well, there is further proof that search is ever evolving. So I'm sorry, Brad Gerstner, every time you still talk about the 10 blue links, etc., the 10 blue links haven't been a thing for many, many years. And while I agree that certain people use Google less today than they did a couple of years ago, the data still suggests that the majority of people still use Google each and every day. Moving on to some analyst coverage, Citi has a buy rating and a price target of $200. Earlier, Apple's SVP of Services, Eddie Q, indicated that Google search volumes on Safari declined in April for the first time, attributed to growing adoption of ChatGPT, Perplexity, Anthropic, and others. Q also suggested Apple may offer these AI providers as options, though likely not as the default in Safari's AI search results, and noted that OpenAI is powering Apple's intelligence in iOS 18. While competition in the search landscape is arguably at all-time high, and with cost per click growth decelerating to just 2% year over year in Q1, we remain focused on Alphabet's progress in generative AI. Newer products like Gemini, with over 350 million users, AI overviews, and the beta launch of AI Mode suggest Alphabet is gaining Gen AI share. We look to Google's I.O. May 2021 for more detail on the company's strategy and maintain our buy rating. Wells Fargo has an equal weight rating and a price target of $175. The time to debate changes in search behavior has come to a close. Expect Google to more aggressively exploit its distribution advantage, pushing AI search in the main search bar, accept distribution to follow, but better sooner than later. Bank of America have a buy rating and also a $200 price target. Apple commentary reflects changing search landscape. Queries are still growing. Q noted increasing usage of new Gen AI platforms and that AI search providers could eventually replace traditional engines like Google. As for Morgan Stanley, overweight rating with a price target of $185, sentiment has again troughed. Shares now trade at 15 times fiscal 26 $10 EPS estimate, a trough multiple, and tactically a strong buying opportunity. Now, as I've shown you yesterday, it's always interesting and important to look at actual data and less at what people think might have happened or what people think is happening. Because if we look at actual data, we can see that Google's global daily active users were up 13% year over year in April, same as in March. And if we look at global Google's daily active users, well, that has actually accelerated in the last couple of quarters. And the same can be said here for the United States, specifically despite the rise of ChatGPT, Perplexity, Anthropic, Grok, etc., etc. Moving on to Barron's $260 price for a Google stock. How do they reach that? They say that search is worth around $143, YouTube $65, Cloud only $26, and Waymo $26 as well, same as Cloud. This is the biggest head scratcher to me. How can Cloud be $26 and Waymo $26? It's, I don't know, doesn't make much sense. But anyways, they say here Cloud Search 17 times EBITDA for 2025. That valuation will be around $1.76 trillion or $143 per share, which is not that far away from what the company is valued at today. YouTube 22 times EBITDA for 2025, valuation $800 billion. I think that's a bit much. Cloud sits at 16 times EBITDA for 2025. That would mean $320 billion or $26 per share. And then Waymo, well, Waymo is valued at $26 per share as well. I think that's right now a bit too much. So I would take a little bit here from YouTube and definitely make sure that Cloud is worth more than $26 or $320 billion right now. It is a business that generates over $12 billion each quarter in revenue. Margins are pretty good. I mean, AWS last quarter was 39.5%. I don't think that Google Cloud is there yet. I believe it is closer to 20% at the moment. So $260, I mean, great. That would be great. But I do think that, I mean, $800 billion for YouTube right now. I believe Netflix is around $500 billion, if I'm not mistaken, at the moment. So that's a bit much. And then Waymo at 26, while Clouds at 26 doesn't make much sense here either. So overall, that's about it. What did you think? Did you buy Google yesterday on the dip? Yes or no? Let me know down in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, all of that, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.